Welcome to our channel. We're Abigail and Jean, or Abby and Jay for short, and we recently completed an epic bucket list journey from DC to San Francisco.
You're gonna get into trouble. Oh, go very slow, go very slow, go very slow. Wow, that is so dangerous, huh?
We spent more time looking for parking than we were here.
Cheers.
Join us in this series as we explore this incredible country. And be sure to stick around to the end where we share all the route facts, including distance, duration, gas, and accommodation costs.
Say good morning, Abigail.
Good morning, Abigail.
How did you sleep, Abigail?
So well. We arrived at the Radisson and, as you saw, weren't terribly impressed on the outside. But gosh, what a comfy bed, and the room was clean and really needed that good night's sleep. So we'd been on the road for about an hour already. We left at 8 o'clock.
8:15, 20 past 8.
Sharp left onto US 31.
This way to turn.
That's what she's saying. But
It's now still 20 past 8, an hour later. That was our first time zone change.
So we are on the I-64 on the way to St. Louis.
All the way across into Missouri, but this is all still Indiana, which is just lush and green and full of trees, apparently.
And who knew there are wineries in Indiana?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we won't be stopping into them. I can't say that I've ever seen any Indiana wines. There were also a few Kentucky wineries as well. When we're back in DC, I'll have to try and find some Kentucky and Indiana wines. We don't know where we're staying tonight. We haven't booked anything. We had thought about going down to, what was it? The Lake of the Ozarks, which can be quite a long drive. St. Louis is on the way. It's about a 4-hour drive to St. Louis. So we're going to stop there, see some sights. I'm sure we'll have a coffee, and then we will continue our research and make a final decision on where to from there.
Yeah, because it's straight on to Kansas City, but...
If we stick to the interstate, the next stop would be Kansas City.
Or either that or the Ozarks.
Yeah, so we shall see.
You shall find out.
We carried on with a long journey, which was made longer and slower by the incessant rain.
Ooh, big river! Look at the river. Wow, the river's... Here we go!
Here's yours.
Illinois!
Welcome to Illinois.
Land of Lincoln, apparently.
There we go. That was our fifth state. Virginia, West Virginia, Kentucky, Indiana, Illinois.
And it won't be our last for the day.
Where are we going to end up?
Missouri.
Hey!
With the cruise control engaged, we kept a steady pace and watched the world go by. Until... It's strange how 10 to 15 minutes waiting can feel like a really long time when you're stuck in traffic. Context is everything, I guess. Eventually, though, we found ourselves on the outskirts of St. Louis, or St. Louis as it's called locally.
Route recalculation.
But we also found ourselves without petrol.
BP, that's 2.1 miles.
So took a little detour to find a gas station and found ourselves lost.
You're gonna get into trouble.
So we made it back onto the highway in the hopes of finding petrol somewhere in the city. And to our surprise, we were delighted by the iconic skyline of St. Louis and another state crossing.
Missouri!
Missouri! Welcome to Missouri! Yes.
So they're concentrating. It's traffic.
Exit the highway on exit 40S.
It's a lot of water.
Oh, go very slow, go very slow, go very slow, go very slow. Wow, that is so dangerous, huh? Well spotted, Bobo.
Catastrophe averted, we made our way into the center of St. Louis. Sorry, St. Louis.
Petrol? Coffee shop?
Decide what to do.
And then grocery store.
And see how far it still is to get to the Ozarks.
Going through our to-do list while driving down the streets of the city, We were really surprised by how quiet it was. I don't know if this is usual for a big city, but for us it just felt a bit strange that there weren't more people walking around. It was lovely though, and having found our petrol station, done what we needed to do, we then headed off in the opposite direction to find a coffee shop. On the way, we passed what looked like a very busy farmers market, which is what we guessed had drawn the crowds from the city into this eclectic and vibrant neighborhood of Soulard, which is where we found our chosen coffee stop for the day.
Okay, it's going to be 15 minutes, and so in the meantime you can have a chocolate cookie. It's a cute place, I like it. If it weren't so busy, and if we could park out front, it would be really good.
We waited for our order outside, but then it started to rain, so had to move indoors. And we tried to use this time while we waited for and enjoyed our coffees to figure out where we were going to actually spend the night and how much further we were willing to drive for the day. P.S. My vegan scone was delicious.
Hello! So we finished our coffee, and now we've driven into the center of St. Louis to see the hallmark of the city.
The Gateway Arch is the world's tallest arch at 630 feet or 192 meters. It kind of reminded us of half of the McDonald's logo, which I'm sure it gets compared to quite often, which is quite ironic given that the construction company that built it was called the McDonald Construction Company. Construction started in early 1963 and it was opened in late 1965.
Parking was a pain.
Yeah, we did a couple of laps and
Yeah. This is some sporting event,
yeah.
and every parking has turned into an events parking, $30, $40.
We still don't know where we're going after this or where we're spending the night.
Deferring our decisions on our final destinations for a little longer,
Looks like there's windows up there, like you can go up there.
we headed to the green lawns between the arch and the old federal courthouse.
There we go.
One part of the McDonald's arch.
Yeah.
Up close, it really is an impressive structure.
It's too big. You can't even get the whole thing in. It is insanely high. And a very dramatic sky to go in.
There's a museum and a tram that takes you to the very tippy top of the arch, as well as riverboat cruises. Although we would have loved to have done all of these, we simply didn't have the time. Plus, the ominous clouds and impending rain was nudging us back to the car.
Very nice. On a nice day, it'd be lovely.
We spent more time looking for parking than we were here. Oh well. Win some, lose some.
This seems like a great place to spend an afternoon exploring the Mississippi River and learning the history of the Gateway Arch. With many westward miles still to cover and limited daylight hours, we got back on the road and continued driving. Being our third consecutive day on the road, I was definitely starting to feel the effects of our long driving days. So I was really grateful that Jean took the reins in finding and booking our hotel room for the night.
Oh, Main Street, yeah, that's fine. Stay careful.
Given my fatigue, we made the decision to stop sooner rather than later. So that's how we landed up staying in Jefferson City, state capital of Missouri.
Close your eyes.
their forefathers who made possible the freedom of these United States. The Boy Scouts of America dedicate this replica of the Statue of Liberty as a pledge of everlasting fidelity and loyalty in 1950. It felt really good to be walking around in the green lawns with a golden light and having made the decision on where to stay. So it is now 6:20 in the evening.
In Jefferson City, Missouri.
This is the capital city of Missouri, as you can tell by the Capitol building behind us. We were wondering if all Capitol buildings look the same, or if all capital cities have a Capitol building with a dome. So far, the answer is yes, according to our experience.
Lovely.
We were, I think we mentioned it already, unsure about where we were going to stay tonight. It has been a long day of back and forth decision making. It's been tiring. We got off the west heading interstate, and we've actually driven south for about an hour. Half an hour. But it's been a long day of driving. We put in over 400 miles today.
Good day.
Yeah. Hey, look, Lewis and Clark. Wow, our journey is really very connected. Just this morning we left Louisville, which was where Lewis and Clark had their grand handshake, and now we find ourselves in Jefferson City, and wouldn't you know it, there's a whole trailhead plaza dedicated to them.
Oh, it's so exciting.
Oh, this is so pretty.
Let's go in the garden.
The big bridge we just drove in on. That is the Missouri River. Having enjoyed a delightful walk around yet another state capital, we got into the car and headed to our hotel. Jean's choice in hotel is clearly much safer than mine, and it was a really welcome respite for the day. Cool. That'll do nicely. After a long and tiring day, we decided to treat ourselves to a sundowner outside the hotel bar.
We came through Kentucky, which is bourbon country, but I decided to stick with a Tennessee Jack Daniels. Cheers.
Sitting in Missouri drinking your Jack
Oh, we're sitting in Missouri.
And I have just stuck with a plain old beer, American beer, Blue Moon. I like it.
And when people ask Abigail where she's from, she still says South Africa after living here for 2 years.
Because they're actually asking where are the accents from.
Then they would ask them. I don't know how long we have to live in DC before Abigail will say we are from DC.
From now on, my answer will be, we're from DC, but the accents are South African.
Tell me down in the comments, am I right?
This felt like the best way to end off a long day of driving, refueled.
Enjoying your chips?
My fries have arrived. They're very nice. They like got a garlicky kind of crusting on them. Very good. And ready to take on the next day's adventures. Thanks for watching, and see you in the following video for the next leg of this epic American road trip.